In this video, we're going to show you how to use the config tool for Mac. Once you've downloaded it, you'll see a zip file on your desktop. You want to double click on this zip file and it'll automatically extract it and put it on your desktop. And here you can see it in both. So just double click on the config tool and turn it on. It'll scan your network locally as long as you have a device or devices connected on the same network, it'll find them. One of the things to see is if you don't see any devices show up, you can always click on the settings and change the start IP to start scanning. So in my case, I have a 192.168.1.1 network, and it should show up on that too. This tool is assuming that you still have the default admin credentials on your devices. So that means your username is admin and password is admin on your NVR and IP cameras and DVRs, and you haven't changed them. If you have, then you need to stop and be careful when you start just double clicking on items. So for example, on this device, I have a different username password for the default admin user. It will not allow me to log in, and if you do it more than 3 times, you'll get locked out for about 45 minutes. So in this case here on this camera, I want to connect to it, and I'm double clicking on it, and now it'll ask me to enter in the username password here for this device, and also the IP address I want to set the camera to. So in my case, I'm just changing it arbitrarily to a different IP address. Just a difference in the last number. This video is not to focus on the principles behind networking. This is just to show you that how to use this tool to change the IP address. So you can change it to anything you want. If you change your IP address completely, so it was before 10.1.1.x, if you change the IP address completely, don't forget to also change your gateway to match that network. I'm leaving my username and password as admin and everything else, and pressing modify to change the password. If it actually successfully changes it, it'll give you the success message. You can press refresh again and see that it updated the IP address on that particular device. The other important thing to note that this software does also give you the MAC address here. So if you expand the window, you'll see the complete MAC address. That will also help you recognize devices and catalog them in an Excel sheet. And so it tells you whether it's an NVR or IP camera, the IP address, current TCP port. This is how all of our cameras and NVRs communicate with each other. The HTTP port for the web admin, subnet, gateway, MAC address, serial number, and the current firmware version on there. And the reason it can't get the firmware version on this DVR on the top is because it doesn't know its username password. It can't log in to find that out. If for some reason you're not able to get to this screen here for IP modification and it just gives you an error message, please make sure you don't have any firewalls enabled on your Mac that might be blocking traffic from this software over to your network. And you may also then want to try and close the software out and then restart the software to see if it works. So I'm going to change the IP address one more time to show you how to change. Once you've put it on your network, the great thing about this software is it will also let you quickly manage certain settings. If you notice that once I changed the IP address and I double clicked on the name over here again, it actually gave me a different window, and this allows me to quickly set certain parameters on the camera and even do firmware upgrade from here. Hopefully you'll find this video useful. Thanks for watching.
Questions or comments? Use the discussion box below the article.